Hey everyone, how's it going? Good afternoon, or yep, everyone's in the afternoon right now. My name is Charlton. I am the market manager for the Store Power team in Chicago, Illinois. And yeah, I'm here to talk to you guys today and show you a little bit about the Blue Yeti, kind of in real life situations, right? Just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I am a musician. I've been a musician my entire life. I grew up singing in choirs. I grew up singing. I grew up playing piano, trumpet, picked up a guitar as soon as I could afford to buy one myself. And yeah, just I've been a musician since I can remember. And I've recorded a few albums with some bands that I was in, toured a little bit. And I loved the Blue microphones, the Pro side of the Blue microphones, the live. The Encore 200, if you guys are familiar with it, was actually my go-to live mic when I was on stage. But right now we're all stuck inside, right? We're all quarantined. We're all staying at home. And I just want to share with you guys how my Blue Yeti has absolutely like saved my creativity and kept me sane while staying at home. So let's just get into it a little bit. I'm going to show you a little bit about the microphone itself and then show you how I use it personally. So first off, let's switch this over to, there we go. So here's my, that just thumped you guys really bad. So here's my Blue mic right here. I actually have my old one, if you guys can see that. It is a silver one. It was on an old rickety shock mount and stuff and the boom arm. I took it off to show you guys because this one's a little bit easier to see. So let me show you this. Whoop. The Blue. All right. All right, so first off, I just want to show you kind of the things that are on the back. So we got this gain knob right here. Right, this is kind of back here, or why the Blue Yeti is the industry standard right now, right, for USB microphones. I got a gain knob. I have a pattern selector. Right now it's on cardioid. That's kind of the main one that you're going to want to use for most instances. If you go off to the side, that's going to be front and back. So say you're doing an interview and you want to interview someone, so it's going to pick up you both. If you go over here to the circle, where am I going? Here we go. That's omnidirectional, so that's going to pick up everything. So you say you're using it for conference calls, for Zoom calls, and all that kind of stuff. You want to pick up everything in the room. And then there is stereo, right? So this is actually going to give you a left-right spread of your noise. So say you're recording a band and you're just kind of all in the room and you want to actually create space between your left and right signals, the stereo, and it's actually really good stereo. You can hear it left and right in your headphones even as you're listening. All right, on the front, this is the front. If you see the blue logo, that is the front, right? You want to talk and sing into the front of the microphone, not the top. Right, here, let me get my other one out of there. There we go. Okay, so you want to talk into the front of the microphone, not the top. The blue logo is the front. I got a mute button there, so I can mute my microphone, and then my headphone volume knob right there. So the headphone volume is super huge because on the bottom here, we have a headphone jack. Is it gonna focus? No. Okay, but right there's a headphone jack. You want to use that every time you're using the Yeti mic. All right, and then here's your USB cable. So previously, because of the USB cable, previously you had to have, let me switch back. Bam. Okay, previously you had to have an interface, right? Before USB mics, you had to plug your microphone in, you had to plug your instrument in or whatever, your headphones, and then the USB would go into the computer, kind of have a separate sound card, right? These were an extra $100, $200, $300, depending on how in-depth and how kind of good they were. This one is about $150 for something like this, right? So then you have your microphone, you plug it into there, and you talk. Right now with USB microphone, it's just plug and play. I just plug it right into my computer. The computer actually configures everything, and it just works, right? So no more interfaces, any of this kind of stuff. The Blue Yeti is a condenser microphone. Condenser is going to pick up pretty much every little detail. Right now, you could probably just hear my air conditioning just kicked on. And you could probably hear that. If I had a normal like stage mic, it would be a dynamic microphone. And the dynamic microphone is meant to kind of only pick up what's right in front of it. Right? The condenser is better for recording because it's going to pick up everything, the whole spectrum of the whole audio spectrum. So you can go in later and kind of adjust everything how you want it to sound. Right? So that's kind of the basics on the Blue Yeti, right? We got all the different polar patterns. We got the different, we got the condenser mic, the USB, the headphone jack. Right now, I was telling you why you use the headphone jack. Because of the latency. So if you're using your microphone into the computer, it's processing it. And then if you just use your headphone jack on your computer and then come back out to your headphones, you're going to get a little bit of lag, right? A little bit of delay. So Blue combated that by putting a headphone jack into the microphone itself. So you plug into that headphone jack and now there's no delay, right? I'm hearing it as it's going in. And the beauty of the Blue is that it's also taking the audio from the computer and feeding it into the mic as well. So now I'm hearing what's on my computer and what's coming through my microphone, right? So I don't need to do both, and it's in real time. Right now, I actually have, you guys can see this, my UE Pro 7s. These are my in-ear monitors of choice. If you can see, handcrafted for Charlton B. Young. That's me. So yeah. The Blue Yeti Ultimate Ears, it just makes sense that they were together and now they're both in the Logitech family. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of how I use it, especially creatively as a musician. So here is GarageBand. All right. So if you're familiar with the Mac, this is just the free program that comes with the Macintosh and with OS. But if you just open it up, it automatically senses that the microphone's there. And the first thing you want to do is set your gain, right? So if I show you that gain knob again right here, and then you look at this right here, you always want your audio to be going right into the yellow, right? You don't want it in the red. So if I turn it all the way up, it's going to go into the red and it's going to sound really bad. All right. And if I go all the way down, so it's not touching the yellow at all, you guys can probably barely hear me right now. So I want to turn this up until it's just about hitting the yellow each time, but not going into the red. So there. We're pretty good right there. And that's probably the level that I want to set my microphone at. All right. So if I were actually recording, I would also be using one of these, which is a pop filter. And what this is doing is when I say my P's and I t-t-p-s, all of that stuff, the sibilances, the pop filter is just going to kind of spread that out. So so if you're going to be recording, you're going to want to get something like this. This is super cheap, something I think I bought on Amazon or whatever. But the actual blue one is pretty awesome. It looks really cool, and it kind of goes along with the whole blue motif. Same thing with the Compass boom arm. So yeah, once you have your levels set and all that, then you just hit record. You're also going to want to hit this thing right here. So this right here is what's going to allow you to monitor the audio from GarageBand. You hit record, and you're good to go. You can go in afterwards and set your compressors and all that kind of stuff as well. All right. So because I am a guitar player, I also wanted to show you kind of how I record guitar while I'm at home. If I were in the studio, I'd probably be using a couple different things. But at home, this works perfectly. So for acoustic guitar especially, you want to go about 8 to 12 inches from the 12th fret. Right? A lot of people want to put it right over the sound hole. That is wrong. You hear that? It sounds terrible. Right? So you want to have it right about 8 to 12 inches from the 12th fret. So just a few little things about using GarageBand and using the Yeti. And like I said, I have live mics, I have dynamic mics, I have other condenser mics, I have studio mics, I have the interfaces. Right now while I'm at home, this is the mic that I'm using. All right, I am using my Blue Yeti, really nothing else. Because it's just that easy. I plug it right in, it's good to go. It works with every program that I could possibly imagine. It works with Zoom, Teams, all Skype calls, everything like that as well. So, yeah, the Blue Yeti is pretty much your all-in-one, works for everything microphone. And you can be comfortable with this, using it in pretty much all areas of recording, live streaming, and everything else. So with that, I hope you had the time of your life. See you guys next time.